Hey guys, Angry Monkey here with another Retro Game Treasure unboxing video for the month of November. Um, kind of nervous since I seem to always get a duplicate game in here, but we'll go over that in a minute. So, if you're wondering what is Retro Game Treasure, this is a video game subscription service that sends you 3 to 5 games to your house every month to add to your personal collection. This is not a rental service, you get to keep these games. And these games come on a wide variety of different consoles, whether you want to go old school with, say, the Intellivision or the Atari 2600, pretty much any Nintendo stuff you can think of, all the way up to, well, before the Switch. So NES, Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube, Wii, and Wii U, as well as the portable stuff of the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS, bunch of Sega options with the Sega Master System, Genesis, CD, Dreamcast, and Game Gear. I did not say Saturn on purpose, and also don't expect Dreamcast or Sega CD in your box. I have gotten one of each of those before, but they're a little hard to find. They're kind of expensive, so yeah, don't expect those in your box. You can also get PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4, as well as PlayStation Portable, original Xbox 360, and Xbox One. And sometimes some of those Xbox One games you can actually play on the Series X. Like, they're new enough that they actually do say Series X on there, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, that is the stuff that you can get. So how this works, go on the website, fill out a survey. Along with the survey is the checklist and wish list features. So the checklist is so if you're somebody who has a big collection like mine, this will help you not get duplicates in your box. But you got to make sure you check off all versions of that game. So Star Wars Battlefront on PS2, for example, came out in both the Black Label regular version and the Red Label Greatest Hits version. Now, there's a lot of people out there that don't like Red Label Greatest Hits. I don't really care one way or another. If I got it one way, cool, I can play it on that console. But you got to make sure you check off both versions of that game. So if you do have it on the Black Label, go ahead and check it off that you have the Red Label Greatest Hits as well, because those are classified as two separate games through RGT's service. So check off both versions of that game, and I also recommend going over to original Xbox as well, checking it off on that console as well, unless you want it on both consoles. Some people do. Some people might want a full PS2 set and a full original Xbox set. For me, I've got a way to play it. I'm happy with that. But that is just personal experience. Check off all versions of that game, as well as different consoles as well. 360 versus PS3 being another big one. Yeah, that is something I've learned the hard way pretty much every box. More often than not, I get a duplicate in my box. Annoying, but according to RGT, I don't have it, so I can't really complain. Except for just being mad at myself for getting one. Anyway, that is the checklist feature. There's also a wish list feature. Now, you can write Earthbound as a wish list item. Don't expect it, though. You're not going to get a $350 game in your $40 Retro Game Treasure box. But let's just say you got a Super Nintendo recently and you're like, hey, I want Super Mario World. Okay, that's a realistic option for your wish list. I mean, sure, like I said, go ahead and put Earthbound on there. I got Earthbound on my wish list, but I'm not expecting that in my box ever. But like I said, Super Mario World or the original Mario on NES, if you got a game like that that you want to get in your box, that is a very likely possibility that you could get that in your box. They send me a wishlist item, sometimes even two, pretty much every box for the last like 5 years or something. I've had this since 2019, so I've had the service for a while. I've gotten some pretty good boxes out of this. I've also had some that I'm like, wow, this is like the worst selection of games I've ever seen. So it's kind of a mixed bag sometimes, but that's part of the fun. Okay. Now it comes to the survey, which the survey is very important to fill out because along with the consoles you want games for are the genres of games that you like to play. So check what you do like, don't check what you don't like, and select that you like platformers or arcade games, shooters, RPGs, horror games. If you're into sports games, check that off too. But if you don't like sports games, that's the beauty of this, don't check sports games, and you won't get sports games in your box. But that option is there because I'm sure they've got a whole warehouse full of sports games, and if you like sports games, cool, they got like billions of those. But most people don't like sports games, so that's cool that you can check that you don't want sports games. or basically leave that box unchecked, and you won't get sports games. You can also select other subgenres if you like getting Disney type games or Pokemon type games, wrestling games, NASCAR games. There's like the subcategory, which is kind of cool. And along with that, you can check off if you've got like the NES Zapper or the mouse or the Super Scope, because that can help fill in your box with some more unique games of, oh, okay, cool, this person has an NES Zapper, so we can send them this NES game because they have a way to play it, or they check that off. You can also select if you like getting import games. I've gotten a few Japanese Game Boy Advance games, for example, or some Japanese GameCube games, because I have some ways to play those games. I can play Famicom games, or I can play Super Famicom games. I can play Japanese GameCube games, stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, if you've got a Japanese game, yeah, I can play it. No big deal. Yeah. I guess I talked about everything. Let's get started. Okay, and as always, we're going to have the box facing backwards, so that way we don't get spoiled of what the next game is when we pull the first game out. And we got a big boy Air Defender Light from DiscountYourPillows.com, where pillows are inflated, not prices. The most important thing to get in our box, that tells us that we have a quality box here, especially since our boy here is inflated. Tells us we got a good box here. I got a good feeling about this box. We got a second Air Defender Light from DiscountYourPillows.com, where pillows are inflated, not prices, which means that we're going to have a doubly good box. I'm saying that now we're going to get the worst box ever. But I have a feeling that this will be a good box. I'm not going to be mind blown by this box, but I don't think I'll be disappointed either. I think it'll be a pretty good, like, yeah, this was a good box. Okay, so, wow, alright. This might be a 5-game box, because I feel a Game Boy Advance game, I feel original Game Boy, I feel Genesis, Xbox One, and most likely 360 under that. Okay, we got a good range here. Like I said, it's going to be a good box. Alright, first up is the Game Boy game. We got F1 Race. Okay. Probably a standard racing game. Not expecting much, but it's in great shape. It's very clean. This is one of the cleanest Game Boy games I've seen in a long time. Okay. So we got probably an okay racing game. Up next is this Game Boy Advance game, and we got Ace Combat Advance. I know I have some Ace Combat games, like on the 360 maybe? I'm looking at my 360 shelf right now. I do have an Ace Combat game on 360. Alright. I'm not expecting much from a Game Boy Advance Ace Combat game, but could be good. The gameplay right there is showing if it's good or not. But anyway, we got Ace Combat Advance. Okay. Next is a Genesis game, and we got, ooh, the 6-pack. So this has Sonic the Hedgehog, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage 1, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, and Super Hang-On. We got some good stuff here, because I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog, classic. Streets of Rage, great beat 'em up. Revenge of Shinobi, so that's like the second one. That's a platformer, I think. Columns is kind of a puzzly game. So you've got a variety of different genres of games here, which makes this really interesting. I think this is my wishlist item. So I'm pretty excited to check this out, especially with Streets of Rage. That's probably like the highlight of that. Yeah, very cool. So far, that's probably my pick of the box, but we got 2 more games in here. Following that is an Xbox One game. We got Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. Unfortunately requires internet, so I'd have to pay for online. I hope the servers are still up and running on this. But I mean, I'm sure this is a fun game. I just hope I can play it. Okay. And on the final game, I gotta like turn the box upside down because it is the entire like width and length of the box. So this is gonna be. Ooh, this is stuck in there. But my prediction is this is probably a 360 game. It could be PS2. It could be Wii. Could be GameCube, but I doubt it. I don't tend to get a lot of GameCube games in RGT unless it's a Japanese. But I'm going to say it's a 360, and I'm just rambling on because, wow, that was stuck. Okay. Whew. That took way more energy than it should have. But we got Titanfall. Okay. I have this, don't I? I just have that feeling that I've got Titanfall. Or is it Titanfall 2 that I have? I'm gonna check. Okay, so I had Titanfall 2 on PS4. I never got the first Titanfall game because it's, I think it's online only, and Titanfall 2 at least has a campaign that you can play. So I don't know if I'd ever actually play this, but actually, yeah, I don't think I can, because the 360 servers are down. I mean, I know you can't go on the shop anymore. I don't think the servers are up and running on this. I don't even know if this game's playable. Let me know in the comments, is Titanfall 1 on 360 playable in 2025? So I think that's why I figured this will be in a decent box, because I got one game I don't think I can play, another one that I probably can but requires internet. So I really only got 3 games in this, maybe 3.5 games if you count this. But this one I'm pretty excited about. This is still definitely my pick of the box by like a mile. I guess followed by these two because I can play these. These I can't really play. This one I can't play without spending additional money. So, yeah, anyway, that's what I got in this box. But there is the info about the Boss Chest giveaway. So you basically take a picture of your box, post it on social media, you're entered the Boss Chest giveaway, which with that you could potentially win a game console. I remember the very first RGT box I signed up for. That was also the only Boss Chest giveaway item that I entered, which was to get a Sega Master System. At the time in 2019 I didn't have one. Obviously now I do. But that was a possible thing I could have won, which would have been really fun to get Master System games going forward through RGT, because cool, I got a console through them, let's get some games for it. I remember a PS1 was another Boss Chest giveaway. I think a Sega Genesis was another Boss Chest giveaway item. So yeah, you can potentially win a game console, and then you can start getting games for that console through the service, which is really fun. I also have a link in the description below to my referral code. If I refer 3 people, I get a free box. So you sign up for the service using my referral code, and you can get a box like this for yourself. And if 3 people do that using my code, I'll get a second box, which would be a double unboxing video, which I think would be really fun to try once. But yeah, that does it for this section of the video, but stay tuned, because I've got some fun pickups I want to show off, and let's move on to that. Okay, I got some cool stuff to show you guys. Now, this is not related to anything video game related that I normally show off on the channel, but I thought it was cool, so I want to show it off. I saw the Chainsaw Man movie in theaters, and I have a friend that works there, and he was able to set aside one of the Pochita popcorn buckets. I was not able to use it during the movie. Basically, the guys are like, can you pick this up after the movie? Because these are sold out, except for this one. And we don't want people demanding popcorn buckets that we don't have. So I had to pick it up after the movie, but look how cute that is. Yeah, it's expensive, but not as expensive as the scalpers on the internet that are selling these for like $200. So I'm glad I got mine like from the theater. Anyway, I picked that up. I went to a little comic expo and got some cool stuff there. These are 3D printed, and they open. Yeah, I like the gold on this Ultra Ball. I picked up a Beast Ball as well, mostly because, I don't know, they just looked really cool. And since I got a ball, I got like $5 off of a Pokemon, and I got to choose a lot. There were a lot of options. I don't really know why I picked Porygon of all things, but I do like Porygon. I just think he's really cool. I think some of it is because of the controversy of the banned episode of the anime, but I just really like the whole design and lore of this created Pokemon that exists in cyberspace, and so I think because of that and the taboo of the anime, I just really like Porygon. I also like Porygon 2 a lot, where it's basically a Porygon that became rounded. It kind of makes me think of Nintendo 64 graphics versus like GameCube graphics, where it's like such a huge upgrade from blocky polygons to like rounded. Anyway, I like Porygon a lot, so I got him, and I got a red Gyarados. Now Porygon can obviously fit in the ball. Gyarados is a little too big. He does not fit at all. But when I saw a shiny, I'm like, that's really cool, shiny Gyarados. And I mean, while there are cooler shinies out there, Red Gyarados is still pretty cool, and he's probably the most iconic of all the shinies because of the guaranteed capture in Gold and Silver and Crystal. So anyway, I got those, and this was the guy. You can pause the video if you guys want some 3D stuff. There you go. There's his information there. Okay. Another Pokemon item I got is Zygarde in his 100% form. And when I got this, I'm like, ooh, this Zygarde's going to be huge. No. This giant box. Like, he's smaller than... Like, I was expecting it to be closer to this size. No, it's like... It's fine. But I'm just like... I was expecting him to be so much bigger than this. But it's still really cool. Right now... Well, I don't want to say on where I'm at in Legend ZA because... I'm actually recording this at the very end of October. Where I'm still playing through the main story, so by the time that I upload this, I'll probably have beaten it, but I'm slowly making my way through it. This guy will not stand up. Whatever. So yeah, right now my team's like level 54, rank D, but by the time this episode uploads, yeah, I'll probably be done with it, because I feel like I'm getting close to the end game. At rank D, I don't know. Picked up some games as well, so let's move these guys out of the way and show off some games that I got. Because that's what you guys care about more, is the video games more than the toys, right? Well, I managed to get $25 off of this bundle of games, but I still overpaid. And I didn't realize I overpaid for Earthworm Jim. But anyway, I got Earthworm Jim 3 for the 64. I didn't realize that was a Rockstar game. Now, I can't remember if it was in the video game or the 90s cartoon or both. But the voice of Homer Simpson voices Earthworm Jim. So that was a little fun fact. Anyway, I got that. I got a few disc-based games. like Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter on PS2. I think I have a couple Breath of Fire games. Um, I can't remember if I got them on like the Famicom or Super Famicom, or if that was something I downloaded on the Wii U. I think it was something I downloaded on the Wii U as a couple like Super Nintendo era RPG games that would probably be expensive to find in the wild. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. But I had some extra cash on the Wii U shop thing before it closed, so I picked those up. But anyway, yeah, this is complete in box. Okay, yeah. So I got that. Just a PS2 RPG. Plenty of those on the PS2. Here's a Pokemon game that I didn't have, surprisingly. Pokepark 2. And it is complete. I have now both of them, although Pokepark 1 doesn't have the manual, so I need to get the manual for it. But I don't know anything about these games. I didn't play these because 2010, I mean, I was not a kid per se, but I still didn't have the spending money that I do now, so I'm like, well, I don't know. The spin-off games have been hit or miss lately with, like, Pokemon Ranger is good, but, like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I wasn't as thrilled about. I never got Pokemon Dash, because people are like, oh, don't get that game, it's not that good. And me, it's like I mean, that game came out when I was 12, so I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that good, okay, I'm not going to worry about it then. I don't know, it probably isn't, but I still want to get it at some point. But anyway, I got that, got a few PS3 games, Star Ocean, The Last Hope International, it's in great shape. I think all these are complete in box. I think that's the reason why I got these was I put some back that weren't complete in box because I'm like, I don't know, it's not complete. And one of them I had in my hand was actually like a repro printed out like DVD sleeve. I'm like, oh, in that case, no, I'm not gonna get that. It was like $40. I got Fear 3, which I've actually I've heard of Fear, but I don't know anything about it. First person shooter, I think, horror game. So I'm intrigued. I need to get 1 and 2 though. Do you need to play those in order? Are they their own story? I'm assuming I got to play 1 and then 2 and then 3, but I don't know. My OCD would probably have it that way anyway. So if you guys want to see Fear 3, well, I got to get Fear 1 and 2 first. And this game I know absolutely nothing about. The Witch and the 100 Knight. But I like the artwork on it. Especially all that is really cool. I don't know anything about this game, but when I saw this, I'm like, I gotta get this. This looks really cool. So I got all of these from one vendor for $180. So I think I still did pretty good getting 6 games. Yeah, I got all that from one vendor. So I think I did pretty good there. I mean, yeah, you guys would be like, hey, you overpaid. Yeah, you're at a convention. It's expected. But he still cut me a little deal. And then the next day I went to GameStop because that weekend, this is the weekend before Halloween, they had a buy 2, get 2 sale. I didn't know about that until Sunday, so I missed that sale, but I still picked up a few things there. And I thought, okay, well, if I at least walk out with Once Upon a Katamari, then, oh, I should probably unwrap this. Let's see if there's a special, sleeve. Probably not. I'm going to do all this. There's not, but I got to open it anyway. There's not. Oh, well. Anyway, this came out, like, the 24th or something. I'm like, a new Katamari game that I can play on the Switch, which I'm happy about, because if it was on Switch 2, it would be a key card, but since it's on Switch 1, it's a physical game. Continuing the same formula as all the other Katamari games, roll things up in a ball, and that becomes probably a star in the sky like the first one. But it's a fun premise, and it's not really sandbox, but it almost gives you like this element of freedom to just roll things up and how big can it get. I know that in the first one, there is like, you can unlock a sandbox type mode where you can just roll things up for as long as you want. It's hard to unlock that though. But anyway, I know I've done that for like the first two sections. Section 3, which is like creating the moon in the first game, I have not unlocked that one yet. I've not actually beaten that final level because it's really hard. At least for me, it's really hard, but I'm terrible at video games. But anyway, it's a cute series, great soundtrack. Apparently, they brought back like the artists, the music artists from the other Katamari games, and they come back and put the music in this one too. So that's really exciting. So yeah, it's gonna be a good soundtrack. I also picked up the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Remember, I just said the Mystery Dungeon games aren't that good. That's why I haven't gotten any of them since the very first one. Until recently, I started picking them up because I'm like, well, maybe they're better when they released more. I just got tired of my Pokemon getting hungry and dying from hunger. Like, it wasn't even the fact that it was challenging from, like, losing to a difficult enemy further in the dungeons. No, my stupid team got hungry. Oh, I'm hungry. And every time you take a step, you lose health. And I'm like, okay, I don't like this. This is stupid. But I don't know. Kaj already claimed that he wants to play this game with me on the channel. So maybe with his help and guidance, maybe we can get further than I did in the original DS game back in 2006 that I got for my 14th birthday. Camera died there, but I got two more games here. This was a game that I pre-ordered that GameStop never told me came out. So I'm like, oh, that came out like 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm just now finding out that it came out. Was Slay the Princess. I don't really know anything about this game outside of it being a visual novel, but apparently, like, he described that there's like this thing with the narrators where the more you learn and you get like the narrators narrating the story and they start like talking over each other, and that's kind of fun. And I don't know, I've been kind of in a visual novel mood lately, so I want to play this. This sounds really interesting. Ooh. What is this? So first you got that. Don't really know what I'm looking at there. But you got a soundtrack download code. So I won't show that off. I think these are stickers. That's really cool. Yeah, all I know is it's a visual novel, and in this version, it says it has 35% more content with 3 brand new chapters, expansions to familiar routes, or routes, however you want to say it, new princesses, a new ending, cool stuff there. And since I've never played the original game, I'm not going to know what's new and what's not, but more game to play. I think this would be a really fun blind playthrough, especially since it's a visual novel. Yeah, visual novels are best played blind, where you don't know what's happening in the story. So yeah, I'm excited to check that one out. And the last one here, we gotta address the elephant in the room with. I made a video about this, so yes, I know what I'm expecting with this game, and I waited until the price dropped. So it was around $20-ish. Now's the time to get it. I was not enthusiastic about the changes that they made to Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I made a whole video about my problems with this, also my excitement with it, like last year when the game got announced, because I adore especially Dead Rising 1, 2, and Off the Record. I adore those games. So hearing that it was getting a deluxe remaster, I'm like, that sounds really amazing. But they changed all the voices. They changed out the butcher. They actually race swapped him. So he's no longer Asian. He's white now. So I don't know, just like, okay, you can't call it a remaster if you're remaking it from the ground up. Like, it's... but the graphics looked really nice. I wanted to see all the changes where they made, like, the Atlantic... what is it? I'm trying to think of all the... It's like Atlantic Plaza or something. Atlantic was the second one. But, like, they changed up the themes, or they emphasized those themes a little bit more in this one, which is really cool. And I just want to see the enhanced graphics from a 2007 game. So anyway, that is what I got in this part of the pickup video. Let me know if there's a game that you want to see played on the channel, and I will write that down. And let's move on to the next section. Okay, got a small section of pickups here. Was at GameStop again. And I found 1-2 Switch for $20. This is the cheapest I've ever seen it, so I figured now's the time to pick it up. Maybe play it on the channel at some point. I think that'd be kind of fun. I don't know how we'd record it, though, because everything with 1-2 Switch mostly involves, like, us with the Joy-Cons, so I don't know how we do that. It's not like we can capture only the video game screen. I mean, I guess I could still have that going, but we gotta actually have, like, some other camera capturing our hands or something. So I don't think this will be anything on the channel anytime soon, but that is another pickup to show off. We also got a few toys here. One of them being Pangoro, and he punches somehow. There we go. I got a little attachment to Pangoro because I have one on my team in Legends EA. By the way, I am rank B right now, and my team is level 67, including my Pangoro. So I figured I'd mention that. Since the last time I talked about it, I was, I don't know, rank D or something. I'm like, yeah, I got a little bit further. Not able to play as often as I'd like, because life is stupid busy a lot of times, but I feel like I'm getting close to the end of the game. And I got 2 amiibos I got to show off to you guys. And both these are really cool. The Metroid Prime 4 Samus amiibo, it is like shiny and sparkly. I don't know. It's really cool. So I got that one. And I got this one. Yeah, that's really cool. Funny story with these. I pre-ordered these, and GameStop didn't tell me that they were out, because I figured that they were coming out the same day as the game, which comes out in December, I think. But these came out, like, what, November 4th or something. And the employee's like, it's like, oh, yeah, that's because the guy that unboxed these didn't put some of these underneath for those that were reserved, and they put them on the shelves. And he says, and I would have been pretty mad if you would have walked in to pick these up and they weren't on the shelf for you. So I'm like, yeah, I'd be kind of upset too, because I didn't know these were out yet. So I'm glad that they had one of each of these on the shelves, which was basically my reserved copy, just on the shelf for anybody to buy. So, yeah, I'm glad that I was able to go in there and get the things that I pre-ordered. They should have been behind the desk, but they weren't. But I'm sure that employee got a stern talking to from the guy I talked to. I hope so. Apparently, that employee has a lot of complaints about the other guy, because apparently this other guy is notorious for doing stuff like that. So hopefully that guy got a little talking to, and realizing, like, no, don't screw over our people, our customers, I mean. So yeah, that's it for this pickup. That's it for this one. There'll probably be more in the next section, and we'll move on to that section where I have more stuff to show off. Okay, so the last section is, I guess, kind of all themed. We had a Metroid theme in the previous batch, and here is a Kirby theme. Kirby Air Riders had just been released. No, I haven't played it yet. I'm still working on my Legend ZA. No, sorry guys, I have not beaten it yet, but I'm close. I hit rank A. My team is all level 80. So I've been playing, been doing all the side quests, including the 10-course battle banquet. I got some trauma from that one. Anyway, I got Kirby Air Riders, and I got the amiibos. So I got the bandana Waddle Dee. I forget what the thing is called. I just call it the bird. Wingstar, that's what it's called. And then I got a Kirby, and what's really cool here is he rotates. But what's also really cool, which make these some of the best amiibos that I've ever bought, unfortunately you have to pay premium prices for them, is they pop off. And you can swap vehicles, which is really cool. There's also a Meta Knight that comes out sometime next year with the Shadow Star, I think. And he does the same thing. I thought there was a DDD as well, but I asked GameStop yesterday when I was picking these two up if there was a DDD. It's like, no, the only DDD is like the actual like Kirby one. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that one. There's the Kirby one, and then there's the Smash Brothers one, and I've got both those already. I thought there was a DDD in the like Tank Star or something, but maybe not, or maybe it's just not available yet. But I thought there was like 5 Kirby amiibos. These being the first 2, Meta Knight being the third one. But there could have just been 4. But I only know of these 2 in Meta Knight, and Meta Knight comes out later. I don't know when. But funny story. I went to actually it's kind of an annoying story, but so back in September when they announced the amiibos and Kirby Air Riders and a bunch of other stuff, I went on GameStop's website and I pre-ordered like a bunch of amiibos, like the Mario and the Metroid, the Kirby ones here, and I mean everything went through, but then I got an email that my order was canceled, and I thought that was really weird. And so I had to like go to GameStop and basically pre-order them again through GameStop in person. So that was kind of like a part 1 to the story. And after the mishap with the Metroid amiibos, I wanted to get these 2 as soon as possible. So I walk into GameStop and I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick up the amiibos and Kirby Air Riders. And he's like, did you pre-order them? I'm like, yeah. But I'm thinking like, pretty sure I did. I got a phone call about it, but after the mishaps I've had with these, I'm kind of doubting myself here. So he unlocks a drawer, and he pulls out Kirby, and I'm like, okay, cool. I said, well, what about the other one? He says, well, we don't have any. But he checks the system. Well, it says you pre-ordered it. Okay, we have one in stock. Well, I didn't see it on the shelf. Okay, hold on. So he calls his manager, and then he calls like some other guy or something, and apparently it was in an unmarked box in the back room. And he pulls it out, and sure enough, there was one single Waddle Dee amiibo just in this unmarked box by itself in the back room. But I got it. I had to wait for it, though. That was like a 15-minute thing, and he had to check out a customer in the meantime, too, while on the phone with his boss and all that. It was a mess. But the important thing is, I got them both. Maybe I should have the Kirby like this, because, I don't know, it matches the box, kinda. I don't know. What do you guys think? Eh. But, yeah, that was the final batch of stuff in the video. Yeah, I'm excited. I got a lot of cool stuff. And if there's a game that you guys saw in this section, as always, let me know in the comments below, and I'll add that to the request list. Obviously, if it's a game that's going to require Fruit or Kaj or Phoenix, it might take a little bit longer, especially since we have a pretty big backlog. of games that we're going through already, and just kind of hard for all of us to meet up. But your requests are not ignored, and um, I'm hoping to put more content on the channel. I've recorded a lot of Dead Rising 2 off the record, so if you guys are into zombie stuff, I got a lot of episodes coming on that, and hopefully soon I'll have even more stuff for you guys. But that does it for this section. So before you guys go, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified for when another video comes out, like an episode of Dead Rising 2 off the record, like episode 3. Hoping to be up soon. I also have a Facebook page where I post these videos on Facebook. Another way to interact with you guys if you don't want to interact with me on YouTube for some reason, or if you just want an extra place to interact or follow me or whatever. Nobody does. Nobody talks to me on there, but it's an option for you guys. I also have an Instagram that if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I talk about video game stuff, but I always forget that I have it, so I haven't posted anything in like a year, but follow me on there anyway, and maybe one of these days I'll actually post something cool, because I always have a bunch of cool stuff. I'm like, ooh, this would be really cool to post on Instagram, and I never do. But someday I'll remember to post something on there, and then you guys would see it because you're following me, right? The last thing I want to talk about is the Discord server, where we talk about video games, anime, Pokemon, post memes, talk about nostalgia, a lot of great stuff like that. We'd love to have you join our little community of nerds where we have fun, hang out, nerd out is kind of the slogan I came up with one day, and I guess just kind of stuck. But yeah, all you got to do is just say, hey, I want to join. I'll send you an invite. It's free, and we'd love to have you join us. And I guess that's all I have to say. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.